Hey everybody, welcome to the State Farm Game of the Week. LCAP hosting West Hills. You're watching the 5 p.m. edition of the PrePR, brought to you by the Bill Howell Family of Companies. Why? Because they know how. Bert Grossman, you have someone to your left to introduce. Why don't you make the introductions?
Brad. This is Paul. Brad.
Brad Cagle, former quarterback here at El Capitan. Brad, thank you for stopping by.
It is nice to be back.
I have a question for Brad. I was at the 2014 game. I think you played Rancho Bernardo, right?
Yeah,
at CIF,
yes.
And what become a common theme, I had lost the championship with Hoover right before that, so I stayed for the game. That was a great game. You had some great players. Tell us about that memory a little bit.
Oh, that was, I mean, the only CIF championship in school history. It's such a special moment, and like the team we had that season was just such a close family and brotherhood, and it was just such a special moment, and defense played lights out, and it's a solid all-around team.
I think we have some video of that 2014 season. I attended the game after that. I went all the way. Well, there you were. Oh boy, that's a trip down memory lane. You haven't changed a bit. Everyone knows you to be one of the finest quarterbacks in school history, and that includes Mr. Lindley. You guys were cut from the same drop back ilk. Talk about what that meant to you. I know it's 5 years later. You've experienced a lot of different football, a lot of different life right now. Do you still find yourself going down memory lane?
Yeah, every once in a while. I mean, those are memories you're never going to forget, and those are memories you're going to tell your kids later in life and friends down the road. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely special moments that I'll never forget.
This is such a small community, and you talked about Ryan Lindley. Is there pressure because a few years prior to that they lost in the semis here with that great team, the Saints? Did you feel any pressure, like to do better than him or finish the job?
No, not really. I mean, Coach Perner would kind of always bring it up, like the 2016, like we always knew we were chasing something. So, I mean, we kind of had that, but at the same time, we're always just focused on ourselves and what we could do.
How well did you know Tony Bernard?
Really well. He was our offense coordinator when I was playing there. So
any fond memories of him?
Yeah, I mean, he was a great coach and a great person all around, and I mean, knew his football and knew his offense, and it was always nice having him around.
All right, well, Brad, thank you for stopping by. We will. I suspect we're going to see a little more of you as the season wears on.
Absolutely.
We might see how you look in a red jacket in a little bit. Right now, though, Bert and Brad, we have to begin the sports wheel. We're going to spin it first over to La Jolla, where Brandon Stone is joining us to start the coverage. Hey, Brandon.
If you're recruiting Brad Cagle to become a PPR Red Jacket, I am all for it. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks of all time. Anyway, this is the Jersey Mike City Game of the Week between the Bishop School and Francis Parker, and I'm talking to a man that we actually just featured about a week ago, as they would say, Russell Childs. Francis Parker, why don't you tell us about your claim to fame that Allison found out about you in that student athlete spotlight?
Yeah, so I really like ceramics to start with. I mean, I consider myself a pretty well-rounded student, but I've been doing ceramics ever since 6th grade, and I started off sculpting, but now I throw on the wheel, and I just love it. I love every step in the process.
All right, so if I want to put something of yours on display at the Silver Pigskin Gala, what do you think you can make for me?
Well, I mean, you got to send in a request, but I can make mugs or bowls or plates or anything you want, really.
I want something magical. We're going to talk about this, because I want something that we can put up on the stage that says, Gala! And says Childs. Anyway, good luck tonight, okay?
All right, thank you.
Good luck out there. Let's go to Madison Sinclair.
Yeah, thank you so much, Brandon. Well, we are out here at Tri-City Christian. It's their homecoming tonight, which I just found out. These two just told me. They're taking on Escondido Charter. Now, I kind of want to talk to you guys. You guys are coming off of a great 2018 season, the Pacific League title, but now you're in the Coastal League. So what is the difference that you've seen so far?
There's a big difference in the competition level, like Bishops and Santa Fe. Bishops quarterback's committed to Notre Dame, so it's just a big difference in competition and the teams we have to play.
And what I heard, that's your dream school. Why is that your dream school, Notre Dame?
All my family's back there, and it'd just be really cool to play back in my hometown around there, so yeah.
Now, Josiah, this is also your homecoming. What are you guys doing different? Is there anything different that we're going to expect tonight for this football game?
No, I just think that we're just going to play the same way we play every week and play hard and go hard.
Well, we're going to have a great game tonight, Escondido Charter against Tri-City Christian. We're going to have more coming up in the 6 p.m. hour, but for now we're going to send it out south to Bo. How's it going?
Madison, thank you. It's going great. I'm here at Modern Day High School, the home of the Crusaders, as they take on the Lincoln Hornets in our National City Mile Car South Bay Game of the Week. Xavier Hamlet is back, ladies and gentlemen. The transfer from Helix is ready to make an impact today. He adds, along with the human highlight reels of Keyshawn Smith, O'Brien, and Darius De Los Reyes, the other transfers. And on the other side, Aiden Calvert is a guy to pay attention to. The South Bay native is looking to make an impact against a quality defense that has 3 guys that average at least 10 tackles a game. So if Calvert has a big game today, he's going to be a guy to look for on that silver podium, and that'll do it here for the South Bay Game of the Week, once again presented by National City Mile Cars. We will send it out to the east to Allison Edmonds.
Thank you so much, Bo. So Madison is playing Grossman in the East County Game of the Week, but I have to tell you a little bit of a background between these two teams. First of all, the JV game is still finishing up, JV team finishing up the game behind us, but these two teams last year in the first round of the Division I playoffs, Madison and Grossman down to a winning field goal for Madison, and the lights went out, and Grossman ended up winning 44-42. So this is a revenge game. These two teams have not seen each other since, so it'll be very interesting. Grossman is undefeated so far this year. Madison sitting at 2-2 under head coach Rick Jackson. So we will hear more from these two teams in just a little bit, as well as what's going to happen in this game tonight. But for right now, Paul, we'll go ahead and send it over to you.
All right, thank you very much, Allison Edmonds. We look forward to your continuing coverage. You'll join us again in just a bit. Bert, you know, this is so much more than just a highlight night on the KUSI News. We also have what we call Hogcasts. They are our version of podcasts. And every one of our PPR Red Jackets is out there submitting what they find the behind-the-scenes story, the 92-year-old concessionaire, or the
Don't give it away.
Or the
host that wears a life jacket.
The host that wears a life jacket, or the web-toed guest analyst, you name it. There's a lot of different stories going on with your favorite high school, and we put them all up on our social media platforms under the title Hogcast. Here's one of my favorite from a week ago. This is Leonard Pinkney chatting with San Marcos head coach Derek Stank on his transition from New Hampshire to California. Went something like this.
You had a lot of success over in New Hampshire, so what are some of those things you wanted to take from New Hampshire and bring them over to this program here at San Marcos?
You know, football doesn't need to be that complicated of a game. You know, really, if you're focusing on the fundamentals, you have the discipline, you got the fundamentals down, the blocking, the tackling, and so on, and you can put together a good group of guys that are ready to work hard for 365 days a year, you can have a good team. So, you know, really, it's getting kids to buy in, you know, be a family first more than an individual, and really commit to that year-round football.
Exactly. So now, here in your first year with this team, it's been a couple of weeks so far. What do you like about the squad so far?
You know, they're very talented. They're a hard-working group of guys. I think, you know, we've played some great teams so far, and we lost a couple close ones. You know, we got 2 losses for a combined total of 12 points away from that. So, you know, I think a few plays here or there. You know, I think we're in a better spot. And it's not just on the kids; it's a lot on the coaches too. You know, we got a brand new staff. We got new DC, new OC, new special teams coordinator. So there's a lot of new. And you know, as I said, football is 365 days a year, and you know, we put this staff together in late March, early April. So some of the stuff not even finalized until middle of the summer. So, you know, there's been a lot of transition, there's been a lot of change, and that can be tough sometimes for people to adapt to. But, you know, they're doing a great job with everything I'm asking them to do. I'm excited for this season and many seasons to come.
You know, I was going to give Leonard a PPR hat, but I don't think it would have.
I know. Is that a man bun or a man loaf? That's a man loaf.
All right, Leonard, thank you very much. You can see that entire Hogcast at KUSI.com on our PPR page. All right, Bert, just quickly, we have about 90 seconds here. Any surprises? What's going to happen that I don't know that's going to happen?
You know, I think the big surprise, and we were talking to Don earlier off camera, is El Cap's defense has been getting up 48 points a game. They have a new defense coordinator for this game. Ron's always been a 3-3-5 guy, and they've been running a 4-man front. So I think the interesting thing is, are they going to go back to what he knows and what they always played, or are they going to stick with the 4-man front and try to salvage what has been a bad defensive play this year?
All right. Let's hope that if you're an LCAP fan, and let's hope the JV game is no indication of what's going to happen at the varsity level, because right now the West Hills JV team is running it up on their home counterparts.
But there's no trophy on the line.
There's no trophy on the line, but it is 33-0 in the game that's going on behind us. You can see the El Cajon Ford. There's the trophy we've been talking about. We'll continue to talk more about. Casey Ash is going to join us in the next hour. And, of course, the El Cajon Ford Ranger Pigmobile is with us as well. We'll talk more about that in the coming hours. But as it sits now, we are done for the 5 p.m. edition. But here's the good news. The 6 p.m. edition of the KUSI News is about to begin. We'll send it back to the studio, or actually we'll send it to commercial break. We'll have more coming up in just a bit.